You're watching Good Boys. You're watching Good Boys. Fighting just to save our lives. Got you laughing every night.
Welcome back, everybody.
Welcome back. And I'm trying to get a good enough pick.
To do what with?
But now I don't have any levels. I want to get a Silk Dutch pick and go get some diamonds. I really want to get some diamonds and gear up and go to like the end and show you all the cool stuff in the end that you don't know anything about.
Yeah. Well, we got those 19 diamonds at least.
Yeah, we do. We have some diamonds. I could make a Silk Touch pick out of it. I was just trying to get an unbreaking Silk Touch pick. And now I've got the books in order to get an Unbreaking 2 Silk Touch pick, which isn't bad to start, but I'm out of levels now. So I'm going to go grind some levels for a minute. Do you have an Amazon Echo or a Google Home?
No. I don't trust those things.
See, I was reading an article on that today about the people, like, there was a whole article on why you shouldn't get one of these devices. And it was all based on the security. They're always listening to you, blah, blah, blah. I don't fall into that crap.
They are, though.
Yeah, sure.
They really are. They're always listening to you.
But at the same time, there was that murder case 6 months ago or so where the person it was the guy who, I don't know, him and his wife had a friend over and they were in the hot tub and everybody woke up in the morning and the one guy was dead and they're pretty sure it was murder. Yeah, dun, dun, dun. They're pretty sure it was murder, but nobody really knows. And the people are claiming, no, we went to sleep. We were all drinking. We got drunk and we just went to sleep. We woke up and he was just dead on the floor in the morning.
Just some light murder
type of deal. And they tried to summon I think it was Amazon. I think it was the Echo. I don't think it was the Google Home. They tried to summon the court or the company to give them all the data saying, we know this thing's there. We know it's recording. It might have gotten something for the murder. And the company kept coming back and saying, for one, no, it doesn't. It only records when you say the word. It doesn't record all the time. And for
some of them, that's true.
We would not give it to you.
Yeah, they may not give it to you. I mean, that's it's theirs, right?
So, here's the deal. It's a murder investigation, right? Yeah. They're not going to give it to them. So why are you afraid? Are you planning on murdering somebody?
No, it's not that. I don't want some device in my home that's using what I say to advertise to me.
But what if it's going to advertise things you want?
What if it does? I don't know. I don't want it to.
Yeah, but you do want it to.
No, I don't. I don't want it to, because then I might buy it.
I forgot that I'm actually not out of levels because of the way the new level system works on the enchanting table.
Oh yeah, it only uses a couple of them. What do you think?
I needed 16 levels, and I got to 16 and went and enchanted a book and was like, I'm out of levels, but I really wasn't. I was at like 13.
Oh, that's funny.
So now I'm standing here for a minute. So the security part of it, that doesn't really bother me, at least not right now. Maybe one day when I'm sitting in my living room and all of a sudden it's like, Jeff, you could use a blah, blah, blah. I'm going to be like, fuck you, Google Home, because that's what I have as a Google Home. I'll be like, fuck you, Google Home. Like, I don't want it to do that type of advertisement to me. But
that's what it's going to do. I mean, that's what it's going to do. It's collecting data about you right now.
It doesn't yet. I'll tell you, it is amazing. I love the thing.
I don't even know what I would ever use it for. That's the other thing. I have no use for this device.
I also didn't know what I would use it for, but I bought it anyway because I wanted to test it out and it's cool. And by the way, I didn't know this until I was messing with a different project that I was working on. There's something called Alexa Pi, which you can just put Alexa on a Raspberry Pi.
Okay, that's cool.
And make your own Echo. It doesn't have all the features because there's like licensing limitations with the connection to the music service. But I now have a Pi that's also running Alexa, just for the Echo version, just because I could. And I was like, this is pretty cool.
Yeah, that's cool.
But I will tell you, I use the thing for so much stuff.
Like what?
Like, you can tell it like just, I say, okay, Google, what's the weather going to be like tomorrow? And it'll tell me. Okay, Google, what's the traffic? it'll tell me, okay, Google, tell me a joke, and it'll tell me a joke.
I don't need something that does any of those things.
But it's so fun. I now have a Harmony Hub, and I have it hooked up so it turns on my TV and can switch all the inputs if I wanted to. That's just lazy man stuff, though.
Yeah, I don't need any of this. Like, I don't know, man. It's just not for me. It's not that device is not.
But you're a technology guy.
I'm not.
You know, definitely not. You didn't used to run like a technology business.
But
or
I mean,
that.
I just got a TV I haven't had a TV in like 3 years.
Just good, but it's not because you didn't watch shows.
I watched very few, but sure. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, you just watched them on a different medium. It's not like, oh, I haven't had TV because I haven't seen moving pictures since. You know? That's not the way that shit happened.
I guess. I don't know. I just don't. I don't know. I don't think I would ever ask it to tell me a joke.
You would, but just not because you really wanted to hear a joke. You would just ask it for the fun of it. The best thing to do is start asking it what is and say things like Dirty Sanchez. And so for all you kids out there listening, okay, Google, what is Dirty Sanchez?
See, I don't know. I think it's stupid.
I'm hoping that really triggered somebody.
I hope it did too,
Okay,
but
Google.
I just think it's stupid. I really do.
I think they're amazing. So I was going to get into this about the concept of what is it and if you liked it. I kind of thought you were going to be on the camp of not wanting to have one, but I bet you in like a year you're going to be like, my Amazon Echo is the best thing I've ever owned.
I guarantee you I will never own one.
Well, I actually brought it up for a different reason, because one of the things that we'll do, especially with the baby, if he's getting fussy and all, we'll just be like, okay, Google, play, and I'll start tell it to play music, because he loves music, and it's hooked up to my Spotify account, and so it just goes in and starts playing anything I tell it to play,
Right.
and it's nice, because it helps soothe him and everything. But I'd never had... do you have a Spotify account?
No, I have a Pandora account still, actually.
So, Pandora is what I originally had on it, because that's, it's free. And
I actually paid for my Pandora.
You pay for your Pandora?
Yeah.
Oh, so Pandora is kind of annoying when you're trying to listen to something because it won't give you that something.
Right.
It'll give you just something in the genre of that, which is fine if you want to hear new music. But there was a special that, because I'm a student, you could get the a Hulu premium subscription with Spotify for $5 a month.
Okay.
And I was like, you know what? Why not? Now that I got the Google Home hooked up, let me get the Spotify. So Spotify, I think, is pretty amazing. I don't quite understand the licensing behind all that. Like when Spotify first came out, I didn't get it. I didn't understand how you get companies to approve you to do that. But I also didn't understand Netflix either. I didn't see what the companies were getting out of allowing their content to be on Netflix.
A lot of companies are pulling back now and starting their own. Like you got CBS doing it, Disney's
now that's because Netflix was successful, and it's going to be really annoying when that happens, because the whole great thing about Netflix, and until Hulu came along, and it's one thing I don't like about the fact that there's Hulu and Netflix, is it's separated the industry. You need to have two different streaming apps to watch everything you want to watch.
Right.
Come the future, you're going to need 18 different streaming apps to watch what you want to watch.
Well, I mean, and if net neutrality gets repealed, then that's how the internet's going to become too.
Yeah, that's a sad topic for another day, because that angers me.
It's going to happen eventually.
Right now,
it's going to happen. There's only a matter of time.
It shouldn't, though. It shouldn't. There's no reason it should.
Sure. I mean, we're on the same page about this. We've talked about this in another episode. Doesn't matter.
I don't understand how the person who runs the FCC can be the person backing this up.
Well, he used to work for Verizon.
And so is he still getting kickbacks from Verizon?
Of course.
I mean, isn't that illegal?
No. I mean, that's how all the government works. All the congressmen are getting paid by the fucking lobbies. That's why they're doing what the lobbies say. They don't care about what voters need.
That's why the lobby should be illegal. Oh my God, that's a whole different thing. So either way, back to Spotify.
Uh-huh.
I started having this weird issue with my Spotify, and I would be sitting at work, and I would look at my phone, and it would all of a sudden my Spotify would start playing. And luckily, I keep my phone like on silent, so I'm not listening to it, but it's saying like now playing, blah blah blah. And I'm like, man, how do I keep turning on the Spotify? Like, am I accidentally like pocket dialing Spotify, even though I have like a lock screen and everything? So one day I'm sitting there and I had my phone out of my pocket on my desk, and out of nowhere, it just started telling me that it was playing Spotify. And I was like, what the hell is going on? I looked at it closer. Since it's my Spotify account, anytime somebody plays anything on the Google Home, it tells me wherever I'm at what is playing on Spotify.
That's kind of cool.
I mean, yeah, but that kind of goes to your point of like, so nobody else in my house can listen to music that I'm not going to know about because it's, you know, theoretically my account. I mean, I guess that's true. It's my account still, no matter what, even if it's used by the household. So I guess that should be open. But I also don't need it to tell me when I'm not at my house. I don't care what people are listening to.
Right.
I think that's a really strange feature of an app to have, to be like, hey, wherever you're at in the world, we have location-based services, but wherever you're at, we're going to tell you what's happening at your house right now.
Interestingly, so can you listen to Spotify on your phone somewhere else while someone at home is using it?
You know what? I don't know. I think I can control. It's probably not. You can probably only listen to like one at a time. But the first couple times was really screwing them up because I kept stopping it when it would go on. I'd be like, stop. Like, why are you playing?
I mean, it's probably just made that way so you can control it from your phone and stuff.
I mean, probably, but it's
not like reporting in like, hey, you know what they doing at home right now?
By the way, I wonder if I could actually listen to the Google Home somewhere else.
You mean like hear what's happening in your house?
Yeah, I wonder if I can just turn it on. I have no idea if that's an
Probably.
option. I never dug that far into it.
Yeah.
That'll be something interesting to try.
That's how people find out their wife's cheating on them.
Yeah, I more or less find out what the babysitter is doing during the day.
Right.
I mean, that's really what happens at my house is the babysitter's here all day.
That's like these type of devices and stuff are gonna make it harder for kids to sneak out and people to cheat on their spouses and all those things.
I used to think that. I think people are just going to come up with completely different ways to do it.
How? How do you sneak out of a house that has basically this better surveillance than a convenience store?
I mean, I don't know. I think there's ways though. I don't know. I'm sure it's kind of funny because they the people the kids who are growing up now don't know what it's like to be in a non-computer rich environment. Like, I grew up, and granted, I had a computer when I was pretty young. My uncle worked for IBM, so for Christmas, he bought my family like an old IBM PC Junior, and I was probably like 3 or 4 at the time. So I was young and knew computers and had played with them and had access to them.
Right.
Granted, they don't do the stuff that they do now, but
yeah, like we always had a Commodore, but yeah, like you said, it wasn't like wasn't the same as today.
Yeah, and now like my son, he's going to grow up, and he's already infatuated with phones. He grabs our phones from us. He's 9 months old, and he'll grab the phone and start, like, playing with it and swiping at the screen because he likes doing cool things when he, like, interacts with it. He doesn't know what he's doing yet, obviously, but he's just doing something. But think, in, like, 5 years from now, he's probably going to be more technologically savvy than I am.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, like, my daughter's had an iPad since she was a baby, basically. Just gave her one of my old iPads. So yeah,
it's gonna be really interesting to think. You know, it's funny like watching shows like Star Trek and all, and they talk about the things that they talk about with basically the understanding that they're living in this life of warp drive and space exploration and all this stuff, and they'll come across these more these less technologically advanced planets, and they're pretty much Earth current day. And then, they're talking about how, there's so much more to explore. And they're also fascinated by all this. But to them, it's like, oh, this is old history that we're teaching you right now because you just don't know about it. I mean, that's basically what it's going to be.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, just having the internet from an early age, that changes the way you learn, right?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it gives you access to so much. No more are you going to be going to the library. Or, I mean, if you're lucky enough, maybe your basement, if you have it, and digging out encyclopedia volume, V
Right.
to go learn about Venus for a school project.
I definitely remember that. The old Encyclopedia Britannicas.
Yep. That's a business that. Can you imagine if you were like the best encyclopedia salesman around and like well known in the Britannica, or what was the other big encyclopedia? Because Britannica was the cheap one, right? Which one was the cheapy one that they started selling at like the volumes at the grocery store?
Oh yeah, I don't remember. Yeah, I forgot
I
about
don't
that.
remember
Actually.
which one was which. And then but before that it was some dude just, I brought bones, I got dogs. Doggy,
Is that what he
doggy.
said?
Is that what?
So is that what he said?
That's what he said. He was like, I got bones, I got dogs.
I don't remember that guy.
And then he went to jail for being a pedophile. It's getting a bunch of dogs here. But can you imagine if you're like the best encyclopedia man around? You're planning your future on how good you are at selling encyclopedias, and then what was the year that the one came out that was on the CD-ROM?
Oh yeah. I forgot about that actually. That once you like computers. Yep.
Yeah, I mean that just ruined the encyclopedia.
Yeah, like I was thinking about the internet and stuff, but I had forgot that like there was those two that you could get. I feel like there was like an AOL disc even that had that shit on it.
I think there was, and I think that's the one. And what that was as opposed to, God, what was the main encyclopedia called? Because whatever cheapy one they sold at the supermarkets is the one who like licensed them out to the CD-ROMs, I think. And even though they were not as good of an encyclopedia, that was what people now had all this access to. Nobody needed the other company anymore.
Yeah, I don't remember. God, it's been so long.
I'm waiting for the day when Wikipedia finally becomes what people will consider a reputable source.
No, that's not a thing.
See, it's gotta be.
Why? Why would it have to be?
Because I didn't bring any iron with me. That sucks. Just because. I mean, Wikipedia is better than half of the nursing journals that I read.
But since it's open for anyone to do whatever they want with it, that's really scary.
But so here's the problem I have with those concepts is what makes a nursing journal, and you might not know about nursing journals in general, but what makes a nursing journal something that is accepted as a valid source?
I don't know.
Peer reviewing.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I mean, so the thing is that's peer reviewing. Those are people that are peers. Wikipedia is teen reviewing.
I mean, it's reviewing.
Sure, but the same person that spends their day spamming 4chan with memes is the guy doing the reviewing.
Well, that's good because the guy who spammed memes on 4chan has seen the light.
Yeah.
He has seen the things that he needed to see.
Yeah, I don't know, Jeff.
I don't know. I really think that. Maybe I didn't bring any wood either. This is terrible. I am terrible at this. I really think they're going to have to make it a reputable source one day.
Why? Why would they do that?
I mean, just because, in my opinion, the concept of a journal is the same thing as what Wikipedia is. It just happens to be by a group of people who all have the same like type of degree, essentially.
Yeah. Yeah, those people are like, I mean, yeah.
Yeah, but nursing journals don't get into like all the different. I think Wikipedia could really turn themselves into there's like the different sides of Wikipedia almost, and pretty much you get the experts are the people who are allowed to do the reviewing of that stuff. And isn't that how isn't there something to do with how you can review articles and stuff on Wikipedia?
What you mean?
Isn't there some type of requirement that you can't just be a 13-year-old and get on and make edits?
No, fuck no. I mean, and no one's ever lied about their age on the internet.
I mean, of course not. That would be wrong.
But no, anyone. I mean, have you never made an edit to an article on Wikipedia?
No, I never have.
I have.
So how is Wikipedia full of such rich information then?
I mean, but often it gets trolled. Like just the other day, the guy from Stranger Things. Well, you wouldn't know anything about this, but in the story, he takes care of 4 kids. His page got changed, and it stayed that way for 2 weeks. It said he had 4 kids. The real life guy.
I mean, maybe he wanted those 4 kids.
He might.
I mean, it's really,
what I'm saying
hard
is
to
the
peer
information's
review
not.
stuff about an individual though.
Do what?
Can you go like? Could I just go edit the page talks about gravity and say that gravity doesn't exist?
You could.
The world is actually flat.
You could.
And do you think
it would get changed back. No. I mean,
and why would it get changed back?
Because a number of people have an opinion that the world is round.
Okay.
Doesn't mean they're right.
How-
But
how
basically,
does-
Wikipedia is a site filled with the strongest held opinions. They're not facts.
Okay. I see where you're trying to go with that, but wouldn't all journals be the same thing?
No, because a lot of this stuff is scientifically proven.
You don't think that they're part of what the Wikipedia criteria is for scientifically proven?
No, definitely not. Absolutely not.
With the concept of the fact that community people are the ones who go through and change the articles. You don't think that science takes over 90% of the time?
I mean, that's just because science generally becomes the most strongly held belief. But I mean, that said, like, look at what happened to like the EPA's site and stuff. That stuff has been changed completely. Global warming's no longer an issue.
Is it still say that?
Yeah, no.
Is that what
All
the EPA
information on
believes,
global
though?
warming has been removed from all government websites. There is no such thing as global warming anymore. It's gone. We fixed it.
What do you think Wikipedia says about that?
Who knows? Depends on who the moderators are, I suppose. But if since the strongest held opinion of the government is that global warming is not an issue, it's highly possible that Wikipedia could agree with that.
It's highly possible.
I don't actually
doubt
know.
it. I doubt it if you went to Wikipedia right now that it would be like, and Trump fixed global warming.
Well, it doesn't say Trump fixed it. We just forgot about it. It's fixed. Kind of.
I mean, I kind of think about this like, how does Bitcoin work? Isn't that basically the community coming together to make the transactions?
I mean, in a way. I mean, it's a bunch of computers doing it. It's not like there's a bunch of people. This is completely different. You're trying to this is not the same connection.
I think it's a similar connection.
Not really. There's not a bunch of robots deciding what's on Wikipedia. And there's a bunch of robots deciding what the bit chain or blockchain, what the fuck it's called, stays legit.
But don't you think you could then fuck with that a lot easier?
No, because you're not there. That's why it takes all this computing power just to calculate this shit. That's how the whole mining. That is what the mining is. Like that. It's not something a person can calculate.
I don't know. It no matter what, to me, it's still like a crowdsourcing endeavor.
No, it's not though. It's not human crowdsourced. It's not like, I don't know, like if you had like one of those flash dances or something, like that type of thing.
The blockchain flash dance. I mean, so yeah, I get what you're saying, and that it's a computer program, and it's not going to be filled with opinions per se.
Yes.
But I would still think that anything published is still filled with opinion, and you just get people who peer review it that agree with your opinion.
Yeah.
Whether it's true or not, isn't that essentially what it is?
Kinda, sure. But I mean, this type of thing generally gets edited if it can't be proven to be legitimate, right?
And you don't think Wikipedia does?
Well, exactly. It's going through changes all the time. What it says, that's what I'm saying.
As it should.
But a lot of the times the stuff that's changing aren't facts.
I mean, yeah.
So you can't here's what I'm saying. Like, let's say that the Wikipedia became this credible source to the point where it's suddenly being used in the court of law, right? There's a big problem there because you could modify it for a short period of time to affect a case.
But couldn't the same be said about any expert witness you bring in?
Yeah, and I'm sure that happens all the time. Witness tampering is a
And the
thing. I mean, that there
differences we're
is a
talking
thing.
about- the differences we're talking about now are what?
How easy it is to do. Witness tampering is something that it doesn't happen a lot because of
I don't
how
even think it
difficult.
necessarily has to be witness tampering.
Well, getting a witness to say to lie under oath is a difficult thing. Having a 14-year-old change something on a page is an easy thing.
You think getting a witness to say their opinion is a difficult thing?
If their opinion isn't something that's viewed by most, where you had to seek out this person to have a specific opinion, then yeah,
If their opinion is viewed by most, then why are they an expert? What makes them the expert witness if they have the same opinion everybody else does?
I mean, generally experts agree on the same thing. Like experts in like experts at NASA probably all agree on how spaceships work.
Except that fifth dentist. He's always holding out.
That's true.
I don't know. I think there's so many similarities that can be a standard peer-reviewed journal and Wikipedia. And yes, I understand Wikipedia has a wider base, a lot more ability for it to be tampered with, because you do have
And these
it's
aren't
open
peers.
to anybody for tampering.
And there aren't peers. Like there's a peer review.
I mean, I guess that depends on your definition of peer. They are my peer internet user.
Yeah, but they're basically anyone. They're not peer reviewed. Means that a group of probably experts, or at least people trained in the field, shared an opinion on something and reviewed this, and then they all came to the same agreements. Versus anyone and everyone. Did I kill you with those words?
No, I mean, I get what you're saying. I just think I think it's time to change.
No, you're no.
I really do. I really do. It's just because I don't see. I get a lot of information from Wikipedia. I obviously can't use it in papers I write and stuff because I'm not allowed to. But usually I'll go find stuff in. Well, that's why I brought this up. It's not. I didn't bring this up out of nowhere. I bring this up because it's something I deal with every day when I'm writing. How you're not allowed to use Wikipedia, but I use it as a starting point to get ideas of what to look for sure. And I'll often even go to Wikipedia to find out the answer that I'm looking for to a quick question, and I don't really bat an eye about it when it's that, simple to retrieve. I don't go, well, I got this from Wikipedia. I need to go verify this from multiple other sources at this point.
You probably should.
Yes, I probably should. I mean, what's the point of Wikipedia then? Why is it so popular still out there if it's wrong all the time?
I'm not saying it's wrong all the time. I'm just saying.
What's the percentage that you would say it's wrong?
I don't know. I don't ever use Wikipedia.
Do you go to peer review journals for all of your research?
I mean, I don't do a lot of research, so I don't. This doesn't come up a lot in my day to day, I guess.
I do know Wikipedia does have that big banner on it that says they need money.
Do they? What do they need money for?
To keep going, I guess.
Well, maybe this won't be a problem because they'll just shut the fuck down.
That's possibly true, and then they'll just be like Wikipedia 2, or.
I mean, okay,
something.
here's a good example of this. How do you
Are
feel
you
about?
looking at a Wikipedia page right now?
No. I remember I can't do anything on my computer but play video games because it records the screen. So, how do you feel about WikiLeaks?
Are you going to say that those are fake?
Well, I mean, it did get proven that they had an agenda.
Oh, of course they had an agenda.
Well,
Were
for
they
so
fake?
long, they
release
tried to
fake
say that they were
information?
completely unbiased. They had no political leanings whatsoever, and they were only sharing the facts, and that's that.
Well, and it's true, just with a caveat. They're only sharing the facts that they want to share.
Yeah, and they
ever
have an
shared
agenda.
False information.
Possibly.
Have they ever leaked something that wasn't really actually a leak? It was a made-up document.
It's possible.
Like that they made up, knowing it was made up to leak it out there.
I don't know. It's possible, though.
I'm yeah, sure it's possible. I mean, there might be some documents out there that they were given that they thought were real that they leaked and.
I mean, they've probably
Not real at all.
chosen not to leak things because it didn't meet their agenda, too.
Oh, of course. Like anybody who runs any type of site has done that.
So, like Wikipedia?
Well, Wikipedia, they're not the ones who put it out there, though. That's like
I'm sure that they could delete a page if they didn't like it, right?
I don't know. I mean, it could be like YouTube and just too understaffed.
Yeah, I don't know. But I do know that we're out of time.
Well, guys, go to Wikipedia and find out if we're really out of time or not.
Bye.